Hey there, Postal here. So today we're going to be looking at the A7M, a plane that I have a lot of really good games as far as personal points and kills is concerned. Let's see what I can pull out to, in my first battle in this in probably 3 months or so. Let's take a look. Okay, let's see. Ooh, a TU1, always a pain in the butt. Probably more than a pain in the butt. Especially against the planes such as the A7M that just bursts into flames. You don't even need to hit with those cannons, you just get close, and like the friction of the bullets going through the air near the plane will make the A7M burst into flames. Alright, so here on this map, let's get a garrison at least. One thing I'm really not missing about the A7M, it's complete and utter lack of speed. And plus his guns, as strong as his guns are, and his guns are very, very strong, they overheat so quickly. I'm actually going to send everybody else over there, and I'm going to go own the center. So that is actually precisely what this plane is meant to do, is find the center section, preferably an airbase, and own the frig out of it. Whether they get it or not, I guess I should pay attention to what they've got. They've got P-51s, so whether or not they take this, it doesn't even matter. It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. Ah, unless I get killed. So we're just going to pivot, keep ourselves out of harm's way, hopefully.
We've taken control of the airfield.
Hopefully, he says, optimistically. Now's my time to shine. Do what this plane does so well, which is own a sector. It's one of those planes that, like, if it wasn't for the fact that you're on a team, you could totally own a game. And what I mean by that is, yeah, you can own a sector. Doesn't mean you win a game by owning one sector, right? We've seen that a million times. But this particular match, the way that it's lined up, basically, we will win the game by me owning this sector. Because it'll allow my team to continue to spawn and go for the mining facility. And they'll never be able to get our garrison. So we're always going to have at least 2 of the 4 sectors. And, you know, yeah. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see if my talk is worth all of it. I'm gonna head back here a little bit. They've got some guys coming into the center. I'm back up to full health, so we'll just keep on sending people over there. And a light fighter, one of those light fighters that can't really do anything about taking sectors, but what it can do is own and defend sectors. Definitely it can't take mining facilities, right? And the only way it can take mining facilities is by, like, killing the enemies that are in the mining facility. And, you know, this can't take on a lot of bombers. It can kind of sort of take on GAs, but not really. The reason being is because it's just such a weak airframe. The airframe cannot take hits. It's really, honestly, truly pure dogfighter. There's nothing else this plane does well. just dogfighting. And the reason it does that so well is because you don't want to be taking hits anyway, so you might as well be spinning around in circles. And this plane spins around in circles like it's nobody's business. Staying in a sector just like this will allow, will mitigate its weaknesses. Its biggest weakness is its airspeed. If you had better airspeed, you could actually be okay with the terrible altitude performance, right? But we don't have decent airspeed. We've got really poor altitude performance. And the combination... Lars, what are you doing to me, man? Ah! So what we're going to do is we're just going to continue to own the center part here and hopefully allow our team to be able to get that mining facility. And we're really holding off their entire team if you think about it. They've got a handful of people that are over there defending the mining facility, but the majority of their people are going to be coming to this center. The majority of their planes are going to be trying to attack a sector. Yeah, something's hitting me. And this is the sector to attack, right? This is like the next sector in the line. So I've really got to be on point with my moves. I cannot allow them to kill me, because if they kill me, we will not have this center sector for very long. I've got so many capture points built up on... Come on, guys. Got so many capture points built up on defending this that if I die, I get the feeling that we would just lose the center, like, pretty quickly. But these are very, very strong guns. Come on, people. We are behind on points, but I'd like to think that we will eventually get to the frickin' mining facility. Arrgh! I want to go over there and do something. But it would just take me too long. So I'm kind of hampered by... Well, I mean, I'm definitely hampered by this plane's weaknesses, right? I'm just kind of holding out hope right now that we don't, that we don't lose the game before the squall line comes in. So now the squall line's in, and now I can really start just killing things. And never having them go back, right? So if I keep killing them, then hopefully my team's ability to take the mining facility will be eased, because there'll be less things messing with them. Okay. Can have our bots focus on the planes that are more important, which is the mining facility. Stop focusing on these things. I'll take care of this. I am a one-man army for this frickin' sector. I really, truly am. There's no reason for anybody on my team to be over here. I will handle it all. Supremely confident in my planes' abilities to just sit here and own the damn sector. But I think we're out of time. It's just the shame of it.
You've done what you could. Go back to base.
Well, dang it. Didn't all come up how I wanted it to come up. Man, they just were not able to get that mining facility. This is why it would have been better, if I was flighted up with somebody who would be able to do a little bit more. But let's head on back. Alright, so 22 frags. Get out of my way. 22 frags. Wow, 37 critical damages. Holy crap. It's probably, yeah, that's a list. 24,000 personal points. A good result? Yeah, I'd say it was a good result, other than the defeat. And unfortunately just wasn't able to get get my GAs and heavy fighters. Like literally, if everybody just went to the mining facility, we would have taken the mining facility. We had too many people hanging out in the center. The A7M can like no joke, literally just hold on to the center. The TU1 might have been a pain, and obviously the TU1 on the enemy team just went over to the mining facility and defended it, killed our bombers and things of that nature. But there's no reason for any of our friendlies to be at the center where I was. We still actually kind of had a chance to win that. If it was a 5-sector map, it would have been to 800 capture points instead of 600. Right? That's what we got to, 600? Yeah. And I would have just killed everybody, killed everybody and won that way. I've won quite a few games in the A7M that way. But you can see, like, this plane is very, very good at what it's very good at, and it's very not good at what it's very not good at. And so, find a way to utilize your maneuverability, find a way to get your guns on target as quickly as possible, and you'll have very, very successful games in the A7M. If it's one of those maps, I mean, the worst map for this plane is going to be, I can't remember the name of it, but like one of those maps with like 2 mining facilities and 2 air bases, and they're on completely opposite sides of the map. It just takes way too long to get anywhere in this plane. I think to win this battle, I would have had to go to the mining facility. We probably would have lost the center though, because all the enemies were going for the center besides the TU1. But maybe that's what would have won us this game. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, if you're just out there looking for a bunch of personal points, if you're out there looking for a bunch of frags, I mean, the A7M is one of my most flown planes in the game. I think it might be my most flown non-premium plane. Let's take a quick look. Standard plane, I guess we could call it. Yep, it sure is. 15 hours. Man, yeah. So I've destroyed 28 in this. I've got more aces in this plane, bar none. More aces in this plane than any other plane. It doesn't show it here? I thought it used to show it here. Well, what do I know? But I just know for a fact that like so many of the aces that I've gotten in this game have been in the A7M. It's just really, really good at that. Recently received. Thanks. I know I recently received that. I just received it, you putz. 136 of them, and I'm willing to bet, wish there was a way to look at it, but I'm willing to bet a good chunk of these are in the A7M. Well, I don't want to make it sound like half of them. It's definitely not that much, but not an insignificant amount are in the A7M. So I get the feeling that, like, I talked about this in my Key 84 videos. I kind of get the feeling the Key 84 can basically do everything that an A7M can do, but better. The Key 84 has much better altitude performance. Technically, it's got better guns because it's got those 230s to go with the 220s. And the maneuverability isn't all that off from the A7M. 8.5 second on the turn time, 8.2 on the turn time. Like, you're kind of splitting hairs at that point. Now, granted, mine's 8.2 because I've here we go. I've actually put some speed on this, which messes up the maneuverability, so it would be higher. But I mean, once you're below 9 seconds, like, everything's gravy then. So the Key 84 can basically do everything that this plane can do. The biggest difference is I think the range of the 20s. They're the same 20s. Oh yeah, so the range of the 20s on the A7M actually goes out further, and that's going to be the biggest difference between these two planes. Honestly, the A7M can reach out a little bit further, and so even though the gun armament is quote unquote less as a number, I think the A7M is just a little bit more consistent. Well, it's definitely more consistent as far as gunpowder is concerned. Those 420s, a little bit further reach. Anything with 30 mil cannons is a little wonkadoo, and it's very short range. So in my head, I say the Key 84 is definitely the better of the two planes. But in my heart, the A7M is still, I mean, I haven't played this plane in forever, but every time I hop in it, I feel like I've got the potential to have an ace. And yeah, it's meant to turn and frickin' melt, so it melts itself too. It'll burst into flames. Anyway, do you agree with me on my assessment of the A7M? In my opinion, I think this is the best of the quote-unquote zeros. The A6Ms, I mean, they were okay, but the A7M, you got a little bit more airspeed, a decent bump in airspeed, honestly, compared to the A6Ms before it, and still has all that maneuverability and really good guns. So, do you agree with me? And this is the last of the fighters. Have you gone down the line? Do you agree with my assessment of the Key 84 in comparison? I don't know. Maybe I'm at a left field. Maybe I'm not. I hope you enjoyed this battle, loss or not. I had a lot of fun. I was hoping to, strategy-wise we would have won, but oh well. I'll try again. Hope you guys have a great day. Bye.